good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am just Mike. You are watching and you are listening to episode number 36 of the Rock Out Wild Show. And as you see from the title of this episode, the main event for episode 36 of the Rock Out Wild Show will be another tier list. And this time for the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies and shows. Now, if you are new to this channel and if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below this very video. You can also like or dislike this episode of the Rock Out Wild Show. You can also share episode 36 of the Rock Out Wild Show and spread the word from your family to your friends, to your coworkers, to your acquaintances. Tell everyone about the Rock Out Wild Show and tell everyone in general about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If they like it, if they don't like it, what do they think? All that will be for the main event of this very episode. Also, I'm going to take a look at on this day for September 3rd in the world of film and television, music, and wrestling. But to kick things off for episode number 36 of the Rock Out Wild Show, I am going to react to an old movie review of mine, a movie called Nightcrawler starring Jake Gyllenhaal. So I am going to open up my webcam. I know I am doing this a little bit late, and that's why the lighting is a little bit dim for this. But I'm doing it for all of you. So let's share screen. The cigars that are outside my Nightcrawler, share. Let's go full screen. And let's react. In 3, 2, 1, go.
You know what's funny? All 117 minutes of this movie, and I did not see Jake Gyllenhaal at all. Nowhere. He was just nowhere to be seen in this movie. Yeah, he is that good. Hey, what is up, all movie fans out there in the movieverse? Welcome to the Mike McRock Movie Review Show. Right now I'm going to talk about Nightcrawler. And this movie is about a young man who is desperate to try to find a job because he is a criminal. He wants to make as much money as possible. And he stumbles upon this crime scene where he's looking at the dead body, and all he sees is a dead body. And he's thinking to himself, what could I do to earn myself some money? What can I do to be the very best that I can do and be the very best I can be at it? And this movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal, who plays Lou Bloom, and all I have to say is that I did not see Jake Gyllenhaal at all in this movie. That is correct. You heard me. This guy was so good at acting, all I saw was a character. I did not see an actor, and when that happens, you have an Academy Award winning performance from this guy. And he lost a lot of weight for this movie, but let's not talk about how much weight he lost, because it's not really about the weight that he lost. It's about his performance, and his performance was so haunting. It was so gripping. You really couldn't keep your eyes away from the screen watching this guy, even the way his eyes are. Clearly, this guy is a sociopath at the very beginning, and the progression.
Oh, I remember how bulgy his eyes was. He was fantastic at those facial expressions, especially with his eyes specifically.
Of his character from beginning to the end is absolutely incredible. He becomes the main villain in this movie, even though you want to root for the guy because he's so good at what he does.
He is, yeah.
And I like how he starts off very nerdy, and he's trying to figure out what to do behind the camera, where to go, where to shoot the angle in the film and stuff like that. And he's kind of not good at it at first, but then he becomes really good at it. So good, he's committing crimes, and he becomes too perfect in his profession. And then he becomes just downright scary and disturbing. And disturbing is a really good word to really fit the entire overall movie called Nightcrawler. Ooh, it just gave me chills from second one to the very last second of this movie. There was never a dull moment. What I like is the relationships as well. You also have Rene Russo, who plays this
Oh,
producer
right, Rene
who's
Russo, yeah.
desperate to try to find some ratings for her program.
Ratings.
And Jake Gyllenhaal's character preys on that, and he plays on her vulnerabilities, and that is to give her the ratings, give her the
Yep.
meat and gritty of the things that go on in the streets of LA.
Yep.
And I like how this movie plays on the world of the media. It's a side that you don't see every day, and even in movies, you don't see every day. I like how this movie takes those ideas from the media and really pick it apart, and they only show the bad side of things.
Yeah.
And I
True.
like
Very
how the
true.
movie just nails it out of the park and making the audience receive the message that the night news that you see on TV is just very eerie to watch,
Very.
because there's a lot of bad things that happen that go on in the world. And the relationship between him and Bill Paxton as well. Bill Paxton is this guy who he is the professional, and Jake Gyllenhaal's character wants to learn from him, learn the ropes from him, but in the same time he kind of rebels from him as well. So I really like the dynamics and the dialogue between those two characters. So there's some really good relationships, and I like that this movie is so character driven
Oh,
from
very
Jake
character driven.
Gyllenhaal's character.
Very.
It doesn't sweep anything else under the rug, like the
No,
relationship with him
not at
and
all.
Rene Russo and with Bill Paxton, as
Mm-hmm.
well as this young kid who is homeless. He's this assistant who is this producer as well. So overall, this movie was excellent, fantastic, hardly any flaws going into this movie, and coming out of it, I was very just disturbed and thrilling and chilling. I just couldn't keep my eyes away from the screen watching this movie overall. It just
Very.
kept you guessing.
Yeah.
Even though you kind of know where the movie was going, it just all roads led to this one big and climatic thing. And when it happened, it just nailed it. Nailed it out of the ballpark.
Darn
This
right.
movie done a tremendous job in giving performances of a lifetime. This movie to me was an experience. It's not for everyone, but
Oh,
it
very
is
true.
one of the best movies that I've seen this year thus far. And I'm going high with the points value here, and I'm going to say that Nightcrawler delivered 94 points out of 100.
Whoa.
And if you saw this movie, what did you think about it? Feel free to comment in the comment section below and give me your thoughts about this movie, Nightcrawler. And also you can hit that subscribe
The
button
heck
as
was
well
that?
to get McRocked.
Yeah. So I don't know what the heck that was at the end there. Like, but yeah, that's my reaction to the movie Nightcrawler, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. I remember that movie being very haunting. Has a mysterious type of vibe about it. Really cool. Really slick. And I went high on those points. 94. I 10, 11 years later, however, when that movie came out, I still stand by that score. That's a really good score for this kind of movie. I love it. I wouldn't mind watching it again uh, if the movie is rewatchable in some sort of way. But yeah, that's my take. That's my reaction. Those are my afterthoughts about the movie Nightcrawler, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Now let's take a look at some of the things on this day. We are doing September 3rd. Right now, it is the 21st of August as I record this episode of the Rock Out Wild Show. But this will air on September 3rd on a Wednesday in a couple of weeks. So without further ado, let's take a look at on this day for September 3rd in the world of music. Film and television and wrestling. We're going to start off with wrestling for this. So let's see what we have here on September 3rd, on this day in wrestling history. As you see, there's a bunch of wrestlers from NXT UK there. And let's see what happened. In 1984, September 3rd, in World Class Championship Wrestling, the Fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts lost the WCCW Six-Man Tag Team Championship in an elimination handicap match to Kerry and Kevin Von Erich. The match was a handicap match because the third Von Erich brother, Mike, was injured earlier on the card in a match with Gino Hernandez. Kerry was eliminated first before Kevin beat 3-on-1 odds to sweep all three birds and win the match. Sweep all three birds. You could take that out of context. The match was also a loser leaves town match and served as a write-off for the Freebirds who moved to the WWF for a short stint. In 1989, the Great Muta defeated Sting in a no-DQ match in Atlanta, Georgia to win the NWA World Television Championship. In 2017, House Strong Style, now known as Mustache Mountain and consisting of Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven, won the CHIKARA King of Trios tournament by defeating House Sonata Girls, Cassandra Maiji, Dash Kazasco, and Miko Satomura in the tournament final in Wolverhampton, England. In 2018, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre defeated the B-Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, to win the Raw Tag Team titles on an episode of Monday Night Raw. We got some notable wrestling birthdays here for September 3rd. We got Nick Gules, born in 1914, and Hannah Kimura, born on this day, September 3rd of 1997. And those are all the highlights in the world of professional wrestling for September 3rd. Now let's take a look at it on this day in the world of music for September the 3rd. As you see there is a picture of the king of pop himself, MJ Michael Jackson. On September 3rd, 2009, friends and family of Michael Jackson paid their last respects to the performer at a star-studded funeral held in Los Angeles. Elizabeth Taylor, Quincy Jones, Macaulay Culkin, Berry Gordy, and Lisa Marie Presley were among the 200 invited guests, while the singer's family arrived in a motorcade of 31 vehicles. Jackson's brothers, Randy, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon, acted as pallbearers, carrying the artist's gold-plated coffin. An estimated 2.5 billion global viewers tuned into the funeral's live broadcast, while public screenings were held in 37 movie theaters around the world. Jackson, who was laid to rest at Glendale's Forest Lawn Cemetery, died on June 25th. In 2017, Walter Becker, the co-founder and guitarist of Steely Dan, passed away at the age of 87. The highly influential band first caught fans' ears in 1972 with Can't Buy a Thrill. From there, they released 8 albums, including best-selling titles Pretzel Logic in 1974, Hadja in 1977, and the Grammy-winning Two Against Nature from the year 2000, plus such top hits as Do It Again, Ricky Don't Lose That Number, and Hey 19. During his lengthy career, Becker also released 2 solo albums and produced records for the likes of Ricky Lee Jones, China Crisis, and Michael Franks. In 2009, Madonna's Sticky and Sweat World Tour, her first major venture under a new 10-year 360 deal with Live Nation, became the highest grossing tour in history, ranking in an estimated $408 million. The run of dates, which supported Madge's 11th studio album, Hard Candy, also marked her first to include stops in Mexico, as well as in countries across South America in 15 years. In 1967, after a 2-week absence from the Beatles, Ringo Starr returned to his post as the band's beloved drummer. Upon his return to the studio, Ringo found his drum kit covered with flowers to welcome him back. Looking back on the brief hiatus, Ringo explained his reasons for the departure. I left because I felt two things. I felt I wasn't playing great, and I also felt that the other three were really happy and I was an outsider. The issue, as history proves, was quickly resolved. In 1966, singer-songwriter Donovan went to number one on the US singles chart with Sunshine Superman. The song, which served as the title track to Donovan's third studio album, was also a number two hit in the UK. In 1982, the three-day US festival kicked off in San Bernardino, California. Among the weekend's performers were Tom Petty, Fleetwood Mac, The Police, The Cars, the B-52s, and the Talking Heads. The event was bankrolled by Apple founder Steve Wozniak, who hoped to encourage more community events while pairing state-of-the-art technology with live music. And in 1983, UB40 scored their first number one single in the UK with Red Red Wine, the song which appeared on their fourth studio album. Labor of Love was a cover of the 1968 Neil Diamond hit. The song would be released in the US in 1988, where it also topped the pop charts. And we have some birthdays here for September 3rd. We have Al Jardine from the Beach Boys, born in 1942. Born on 1945, George Bindo from Steppenwolf. Eric Bell from Thin Lizzy, born on this day, September 3rd, in 1947. Born on this day, September 3rd, 1955, is Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols. And then we got DJ Red Foo from LMFAO, born on this day in 1975. And in 1980, J. Cone McCaslin from Sum 41 was born on this day, September 3rd, 1980. Those are all the things that happened in the world of music for September the 3rd. Now let's take a look at On This Day for the final segment of this very episode of On This Day. We're going to look at film and television for September 3rd. Let's get this going, shall we? On September 3rd, 1941, K1W TV Channel 3 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, NBC begins broadcasting. In 1951, TV soap opera Search for Tomorrow debuts on CBS. In 1955, KTBS TV Channel 3 in Shreveport, LA begins broadcasting. In 1957, KTCA TV Channel 2 in St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota begins broadcasting. In 1966, the 24th World Science Fiction Convention honors Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry. In 1967, WJPM TV Channel 33 in Florence, South Carolina, begins broadcasting. In 1973, American golfer Billy Casper finishes at 20 under par with 264 to beat Australian Bruce Devlin by one stroke to win the Sammy Davis Jr. Greater Hartford Open, his 50th PGA Tour. Billy Casper, huh? Is he a friendly ghost too? I wonder. Moving on. That was a horrible joke. In 1973, Jerry Lewis, 8th Muscular Dystrophy Telethon. In 1978, Bernard Slade's stage comedy, Same Time Next Year, closes at the Ambassador Theater, New York City, after 1,453 performances and a Tony. In 1979, Jerry Lewis's 14th Muscular Dystrophy Telethon raises $30 million. In 1984, Jerry Lewis's 19th Muscular Dystrophy Telethon raises $32,074,566. In 1986, Alan Akerborn's Woman in Mind premieres in London. In 1990, Jerry Lewis's 25th Muscular Dystrophy Telethon raises $44,172,186. In 1991, 48th Venice Film Festival, Close to Eden, directed by Nikita Mikhailov, wins Golden Lion. In 1992, Jerry Lewis, 27th Muscular Dystrophy Telethon, raises $45,759,368. Those are a lot of telethons. In 1998, 55th Venice Film Festival, Costi Ridivano, directed by Gianna Emilio, wins Golden Lion. In 2015, U.S. drama film Spotlight, starring Mark Ruffalo, Michael Keaton, Rachel McAdams, John Slater, and Stanley Tucci, premieres at the Venice Film Festival Best Picture Academy Award for 2015, and rightfully so, a fantastic movie, to say the very least. In 2020, actor Robert Pattinson tests positive for COVID-19, shutting down production of the Batman film he is shooting. And the Batman turned out to be a pretty good movie, I might add. In 2021, Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve and based on Frank Herbert's novel of the same name, starring Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, and Oscar Isaac, premieres at the Venice Film Festival. I have to say, that turned out to be a pretty good movie as well. And those are all the things that happened on this day in the world of film and television. And I do believe it is about time we get to the main event of this very episode with only 21 minutes in. I think this is going to take up a good portion of this episode. So, as you see from the title of this very video, the main event is a tier list. I'm going to do another tier list for you all, and this is for the MCU, both movies and shows, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present, share screen, and go to this tier list right here. And let's see what we have for you all. So we have, too bad I can't get rid of these ads because they suck. Actually, I can. Here we go. So we have amazing, great, good, average, bad, and haven't seen. There's plenty I know are going to be and haven't seen. So these are all the Marvel MCU stuff from, I guess, from the very beginning up until now. I mean, it starts off with some animated stuff, and we're going to go into all the way at the very bottom with Fantastic Four, which I haven't seen. I will get into all of that in just a little bit. So we're going to kick things off with some of the ones that I don't think I have seen. We got this Spider-Man animated series. I have not seen that. This X-Men animated series, I've probably seen a little bit of it, but I really don't recall. So I'm going to put that in the haven't seen. And same with this. This looks like an Iron Man animated type of thing. I'm going to put that in the haven't seen. That looks like a Fantastic Four animated series. So I'm going to put that in the haven't seen. There's going to be a number of these that I haven't seen here. Similar to the Spider-Man one and the Incredible Hulk and Silver Surfer. So those are the ones I know I did not see. Now, Blade I did see. To me, this is the first cool Marvel movie. No question about it. And it's Wesley Snipes. You can't go wrong with Wesley Snipes back in 1998. If I were to put this on a tier list, it's going in the great category. So let's put this in the great category. Spider-Man, some sort of animated thing I haven't seen. Some sort of animated Avengers I haven't seen either. All right. X-Men, the first X-Men movie from the year 2000. This movie aged a little bit poorly, but it's, storyline-wise and character-wise, it's one of the best X-Men movies. And it's actually kind of underrated. It kind of got lost in the shuffle after a bunch of them came out that were like top tier. And if I were to put this on a tier list, the first X-Men movie is going to the good section. Blade 2. I know a lot of people like this better than the first. I still like the first better, but I am going to put Blade 2 in the same category with the first one. So I'm going to put that in the great section. We got to scroll down here. Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie, pretty good movie. I don't think I would put this in the amazing lists or the great lists, only because I'm really comparing this from a lot of them. So that first Spider-Man movie is a good one. X2, X-Men United. That's one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. I'm going to put that not in the good section, but the one just above it into the great category. Then we got Daredevil, Ben Affleck's Daredevil. I think that movie belongs in the average section. It's an average movie. I don't think it's bad. It has some redeeming qualities to it. Blade Trinity, however, the only redeeming quality is Ryan Reynolds, but beyond that, I can't get past it. I can't defend it at all. So that goes into the bad category section. Now, as for Spider-Man 2, I think people have overrated that over the years. I don't think it's an outstanding movie. It's not going to go into the amazing category, but I'll actually tell you the reason why. The whole thing where Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man loses his powers, I can never get behind that storyline. So I will put that in the good section. Maybe not in the average section. I don't think it's average. I think it's slightly above it. But I wouldn't put it in the great category, so it's going to go into the good section. Fantastic Four, 2005. Well, outside of the new Fantastic Four movie that I know a lot of people already seen, this is probably the best one, but that's not going to say a whole heck of a lot because there's so many things are just wrong with this. But I did like the look of the thing. Michael Chiklis has the things pretty good. I'm going to put it in the average section. Elektra, Jennifer Gardner. I don't know what they were trying to do with that, but that's going to go into the bad section. X-Men The Last Stand, another one going into the bad section. So much went wrong with that movie. I don't know where to begin with it. I'm going to skip a lot of thoughts about some of these movies because I want to work up something much, much later on in the future episode. Right now, this is just going to be a stepping stone to what I really want to do in the future. So we'll continue this here. Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Talk about too many cooks in the kitchen. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's going into the... I'll put it in the average section. It's not the worst Marvel movie I've seen. So when I'm comparing it to like Blade Trinity, Elektra, and X-Men The Last Stand, it's just slightly above it. Spider-Man 3, similar situation. I'll put that in the average section. It's not bad, but it could be so much worse. This one here looks like a sort of Spider-Man animated series. That one I have not seen, so I'll put that in there. Then we are starting to get into the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it, with Iron Man starring Robert Downey Jr. Jon Favreau took a chance on Robert Downey Jr. and it paid off incredibly well. One of the best Marvel movies, one of the best MCU movies, and one of the best movies hands down. It started a trend and it still holds up to this very day. Iron Man is the first movie on this tier list that is going to go in the amazing section, as it should. The next one on here, The Incredible Hulk. Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk, and you wouldn't like him when he's hungry. I would, when it comes to this movie, the Hulk, it's really far distance, far removed from the rest of the MCU, and because it's so different, it's actually pretty good. I would actually put the Incredible Hulk up there in the good section. It belongs there. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Oh, if you only knew my thoughts about X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah, I don't know what they tried to do with this movie, but it just didn't work. X-Men Origins Wolverine goes into the back section. Iron Man 2. I wouldn't. Now, if you've seen my rankings in the past from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and usually some of the more early ones, I would have this in the bottom. But since a lot of the other ones come out in the much later phases, kind of makes Iron Man 2 look a little bit better than it ultimately doesn't. So with that being said, Iron Man 2 is going to go into the average section. X-Men First Class. Very underrated X-Men movie. I watched this recently. Well, last year, and I love this on the rewatch. It was, for some reason, some of these movies get more enjoyable on the rewatch, and same with X-Men First Class. It was the first movie with the new cast with James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender. So with that said, X-Men First Class is going to go above the average section. This is going into the great section. It's like right in the middle of good and great, but I'll give the slight edge to the great portion of it. And then we got Thor, the first Thor movie. Very underrated. I enjoy it. First of its kind. And to me, this is going to go into the good section. So the first Thor movie, in the good section right there. I'm not sure what this is. Consultant. It looks like Clark Gregg and Hydra. Yeah, it looks like S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra. I don't know if I've seen that, so I'm going to put that in the haven't seen category. And then we got Captain America, the First Avenger. Oh, pretty good movie. I gotta say, it's pretty good. And you pretty much know where it's going to go, but I'm going to briefly talk about this for a minute. I love Steve Rogers' relationship with Haley Atwell's character. One of my favorite romances in a movie next to Titanic, and I love it. So with that said, Captain America, the First Avenger, is going to go, not in the bad section because it's not a bad movie. It's going to go into the good section. Then we got Thor's Hammer. Looks like it says Marvel Cinematic Universe. Something that has to do with Thor's Hammer. I don't know if I've actually seen this. So I'm going to put it in the haven't seen category. Now we have Marvel's The Avengers. The first ensemble of Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Scarlet. What's her name? Black Widow. And Captain America. And directed by Joss Whedon. And probably the greatest first of its kind. So I'm going to put The Avengers, the second movie that's going to go in the amazing section. I love The Avengers. I could watch that again if I could. Item 47. I don't remember. I don't know what this is, so I'm going to put that in the haven't seen category. Then we have the Amazing Spider-Man, the first Andrew Garfield one. It's a decent flick. I would probably put it slightly above the bad category and put it into the average section. That's where I will put it. Then we got Iron Man 3, a very polarizing Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Some people love it, some people don't like it. To me, I'm sort of in the middle with Iron Man 3. So with that said, Iron Man 3 is going to go into the... Oh. It's a toss-up between average and good. I gotta go and put it into the good section. Because I do believe it should belong with the first Captain America movie and the Thor movie and the Hulk. So that's where that belongs. Now we got a show here, Marvel's Agent Carter, very underrated, and it's too bad it got canceled after only 2 seasons. This is a pretty good show, I think. So I'm going to put Agent Carter in the good section. Then we got the Wolverine, the one where Logan goes to Japan. So I will put the Wolverine not in the bad section, but probably the average section. I can't go above the average section with the Wolverine from a decade or so ago. Then we got Thor: The Dark World. I don't know if I would consider that a bad movie in comparison. But it's definitely going to go into the average section, in my opinion. It's kind of like in between the average and bad, but I want to put it in the average just to be fair with it. Then we got All Hail the King. I don't know what this is. It looks like something that has to do with the Mandarin, the original Mandarin from Iron Man 3. That is one I haven't seen, so I'm going to put it in that section. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Where do I begin? I could almost do a Rocket Walt episode just for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That I will do eventually. So, to summarize Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think it's a really good show. So, I am going to put Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into the great category. I think it belongs there. Then we got Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Another fantastic movie. I will put the Winter Soldier. It is one I did see, but it's going to go slightly above that, and it's going to go into over the average section. This is going to go into the great section. Almost just short of the amazing category, but not quite yet. Then we have, it looks like Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Andrew Garfield, I do believe. I will put that in the average section. So we'll put the Amazing Spider-Man. It looks like it says the Amazing Spider-Man 2. With Andrew Garfield. Then we got X-Men Days of Future Past. I will put X-Men Days of Future Past. It is one I did see, but I do believe it belongs in the amazing category. So we are going to continue to go up here. With only 3 movies in the amazing section so far. We got Iron Man, the Avengers, and X-Men Days of Future Past. That's right. Only a select few will go at the very top there. Then we have Hookah Chaka, Hookah, Hookah, Hookah Chaka. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. I think a lot of these are good thing. When I looked over this tier list, I looked at it and said I could do this because there are a number of movies and shows that I actually did see. So Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, belongs in the great section. Then we have Agent Carter. So I do believe, okay, there's 2 seasons of Agent Carter, and I got Agent Carter there in the good section. So I will put Agent Carter once again in the good section. Yeah, it is unfortunate that Haley Atwell's own show, Agent Carter, got canceled. And I never really found out the reason why for it. It just happened. Then we have Marvel's MCU's The Avengers Age of Ultron with James Spader as Ultron. Marvel's The Avengers Age of Ultron, pretty good show. Movie. I confused movie with a show there. Yeah. I will put Avengers Age of Ultron in the average section. I mean, it's not bad by any stretch. But when you start comparing it to other movies, I can't get Age of Ultron past the good section. Then we have Newsfront. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to put that in the haven't seen category. Then we have the original Daredevil, Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk. This is easily one of the single best shows you'll ever see, not just in Marvel or anything like that, but just television shows, period. You take Marvel away from Daredevil, that original run, it's still a fantastic show. So I'm going to put Daredevil, the original run of Daredevil. Not in the bad section because it's far from it. Not in the average section because it's far from it. But Marvel's Daredevil, that original run, is in the amazing category. It's that great. Even though the great's there, Marvel's Daredevil is amazing. So we got Iron Man, the Avengers, X-Men Days of Future Past, and Daredevil. They are all amazing. So, what do we got left? We got Marvel's Ant-Man. Ant-Man, I would consider to be a good movie. Definitely a good movie. As long as Sean Chen doesn't make any ant puns, I think we will be okay. So we will put Ant-Man right there. There's a lot in the average section I almost didn't realize. But we're going to put Ant-Man in the good section. Then we got Marvel's Jessica Jones. Oh, fantastic show. I wish I could really highly praise Jessica Jones Season 2, but I can't. So that's going to bump down its rating on this tier list. So it's not going to be to the level of Daredevil, but it is going to go into the great category. Like I said, I'm not really bashing on Jessica Jones. I just don't like Season 2 at all. But Season 1 and Season 3, really, really good. It's going into that great category. Then we have Deadpool, the first Deadpool movie. And it was Ryan Reynolds breaking the fourth wall. This movie is hilarious. I remember when I went to see this movie at the theater, there was a snowstorm after. It was like a big whiteout, like blistery. And I think Deadpool caused it for some reason. And to me, Deadpool is in that great category. So there it goes, right where it belongs. Groundbreaking movie as well. Speaking of groundbreaking, Captain America Civil War. Oh, you know exactly where this is going. Here's the thing about Captain America Civil War. I love the banter between Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. I mean, when you think about their ideologies in this movie, they're both right. The question is, whose side are you on? That's the question. the $1 million question, and I think Captain America Civil War, it belongs right there in the amazing section. Teen Thor, I don't think I've ever heard of it, so I have not seen it. X-Men Apocalypse. It's not a bad movie. It's just not a good one. I would probably put that in the average section. So we will put X-Men Apocalypse right there in the average portion of it. Then we have Doctor Strange, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. This movie really follows the template, the formula of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it has a lot of great visuals in it. And really, really good performance from Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. And it's going to go right there in the good section. I can't get it past great. Past good. But it belongs there in the good section. Then we have Marvel's Luke Cage. Pretty good show. I don't highly praise it as much as Daredevil or seasons 1 and season 3 of Jessica Jones, but still think it's a good show. And I'm going to put it there in the good section. Slingshot, I've never heard of it. Deadpool, No Good Deed. I do believe I did see that. I think it's like a short clip. Yeah, it's pretty much a good. Yeah, it's kind of like a short clip. It's actually a decent thing. So I'll put it in the good category. This is the one I want to concentrate on right here. Logan. To me, this is one of the best Marvel movies of all time. It's Hugh Jackman. It's Patrick Stewart. They're old. Their days are numbered. And you have X-23. She's going to be the next big star, hopefully, in the future. To me, there's only one spot where Old Man Logan goes on this tier list. And it's way beyond average. It's way beyond good. To me, Logan belongs in that amazing section. Then we have Iron Fist. We went from Logan to Iron Fist. It's night and day. I'm not going to say anymore. It's going to go into the bad section right there. Legion I have not seen, so I'm going to put that there. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, unpopular opinion. I don't think this is a great movie at all. I would put it I won't consider it a bad movie. It's just average at best. So that's where that belongs. So I'm going to put Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in the average section. Then we have Spider-Man Homecoming. I will put that in the... I think Homecoming is a great movie, which is why it's going to go into the great section. Then we have a few more rows to go. Marvel's The Defenders. Average show at best, I think. Like, it's no Jessica Jones or Daredevil or Luke Cage, but it's a decent flick. It's a decent show. So it's going to go into the average section. Then we have The Gifted. Similar situation. Not a bad show. Not an overly great show, but it is a decent show overall. I'm going to put The Gifted in the good section. Then we have Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok, I think, was a really funny movie. Didn't overstay its welcome. Once Thor Love and Thunder came around, it really got too silly. but I absolutely love Thor Ragnarok. So I'm going to put Thor Ragnarok in the great section. The Punisher. Oh, here we go. I will put the Punisher. Let's see. I'm not going to say too much on it because I will react to a video much later on into the series where I react to my stuff, where I react to the Marvel shows. My ranking of the Marvel shows, mainly the MCU shows. I'm going to put the Punisher into the great section. That is a really good series starring John Bernthal. It's hard hitting. It's rated R, and I enjoy it. Marvel's Inhumans. Oh boy, man, they really rolled out the red carpet for that one. It was a doozy. Yeah, they aired the first 2 episodes in the movie theater. This movie was all hype, no substance. This sucked. Let's go into the back section right there next with Iron Fist. Marvel's Runaways I did not see, so I'm going to put that in the haven't seen section. Then we have Wakanda Forever. No, it's not a bad movie. I'm just playing. Black Panther, yeah. One of the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movies out there. It's going to go right there into the great section. So Black Panther goes into the great portion of the tier list. Then we have Avengers Infinity War. There is only one place where this movie is going. So we are going to put, or I should say, I am going to put Infinity War all the way up to the movies that deserve to be up here. Avengers Infinity War goes into the amazing section. Then we have Cloak and Dagger. Not a bad show, not a great show by any means. Maybe it's a cross between the good and the average. I will put Cloak and Dagger roughly around the average section. Now, I did see the first season. I don't know if there was a second season of Cloak and Dagger. Like I actually don't remember if there was or not, but I did see it. So it's going to go into the average section. Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was a fun MacGuffin movie for its time. By no means it's an amazing or a bad movie. It's just another average movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp goes into the average section. Deadpool 2, very funny movie, I might add. It doesn't have the same magic as the first Deadpool movie, but I still think it's a pretty good flick. Deadpool 2 goes into the good section. Then we have Venom. We Are Venom. Starring Tom Hardy, the symbiote and all that stuff. Really good bromance between the two, and this belongs into the average section. So we got quite a bit more to go here. Then we got Spider-Man. It looks like Into the Spider-Verse. Is that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse I see? I mean, it looks like it. Hang on, I'm still looking. Okay. So, it looks like... Okay, I see No Way Home. Or is that Far From Home? No, that's Far From Home. What is that? Is that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse I'm looking at? Is that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse I'm looking at? I wonder. Let's see. Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. Yes, I do believe it is. Yeah, it is Into the Spider-Verse. This is a movie that I did see alone at the theater. Uh, this is like the most comic book movie there is. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorites, and it's going to go into the great section. That's where Into the Spider-Verse goes. Captain Marvel, yikes. I wouldn't consider it a bad movie, but by no means it's fantastic. It's average at best. Then we got, looks like Dark Phoenix. Yeah, Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix, yeah. By no means it's a bad movie. Definitely average at best, so it goes there. Then we got the movie, Avengers Endgame. The culmination of everything for the past 11 years when that came out in 2019. That movie stood the test of time, even from its greatness. So I am going to put Avengers Endgame right where it belongs. It's not good. It's above great. It's right there in the amazing section. So we got Iron Man, The Avengers, X-Men Days of Future Past, Daredevil, Civil War, Logan, Infinity War, and Endgame. Yeah, that looks like Far From Home. That is a great movie. Or is that No Way Home? No, Far From Home. Peter's to-do list I have not seen. Right now, I'll just check ones I did not see here. What If I did not see. This one I have not seen. Right now, I'm just going to go through this list to see ones that I did not see. Miss Marvel, I did not see. Iron Groot, I did not see. She-Hulk, I did not see. Werewolf by Night, I did not see. Guardians Holiday Special, I did not see. Okay, that's Multiverse of Madness. That must be Thor: Love and Thunder, is it? Yeah, it is. Now, that's a Black Panther movie. And we got Quantumania, Guardians 3, Secret Invasion. I don't think I have not seen Madame Web. To be fair, I seen 2 episodes of Echo, but I did not see the whole thing. X-Men 97, I did not see. The Spider Within, I did not see. Agatha All Along, I did not see. So there's quite a bit here I did not see. I don't know what that is, but I don't think I've seen it. And I'm not sure what this is either. Oh, that looks like a Captain Marvel, like the last Captain Marvel movie, I do believe. I did not see that. I don't know if I plan to see that either. It actually looks bad from the trailer. So, yeah, those are okay. Ironheart, I did not see. And the latest Fantastic Four movie, I did not see, which leaves the rest of them. Actually, Let There Be Carnage. Okay, Craven, I did not see. Captain America: Brave New World, I did not see. This Spider-Man one, I did not see. The last Venom movie, I did not see. But this Venom movie, I did see. I am going to put Venom: Let There Be Carnage not into the bad section, but in the average section. Man, like I said from the beginning, there's a lot there. Okay, I see No Way Home now. So we'll start off with Spider-Man Far From Home. I will put Far From Home into the... Let's see, where would I put Far From Home? I will put it in the good section. I can't get it past above great, but I will put it there. The New Mutants, decent flick. It has a nice horror element to it. But by no means is it a fantastic movie by any stretch. It's average at best. WandaVision, the show WandaVision. I think that was pretty good, and for my personal taste, I will put WandaVision into the good section. That's where that belongs. Then we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That show had so much going for it going in, but after it just did not live up to the hype. It just turned out to be very disappointing. I don't know if I would consider it bad, but I would put it in the average section, so that's where that belongs. We only got a few more left here. I'll put Moon Knight. I'll actually start with Moon Knight. Actually, to be fair, I did not watch the final episode, so I'm going to put it in the haven't seen section. That's where that belongs. Loki. That's the show I did finish. I'm going to put Loki. Loki, to me, probably one of the more recent Marvel shows that turned out to be really well done. So I'm going to put Loki. And I kind of like how it ended, too. It's going to go into the great section. Then we got Black Widow. That movie came out a few years too late. Should have came out before Endgame. But the real standout in Marvel's Black Widow was Black Widow's sister, played by Florence Pugh. I thought she was fantastic. It's an average movie at best. And then we have Shang-Chi. By no means I think it's the top tier movie, but I am happy to inform you that Marvel's MCU Shang-Chi done the Mandarin character very well. I'm going to put Shang-Chi into the good section, yeah. That's where Shang-Chi belongs, into the good section. I almost want to put it in the great section, but it's not quite there. Then we have Eternals. A movie that had too many characters, too many cooks in the kitchen, too many storylines. Don't think it was bad. I mean, that was a movie that they really could have made a miniseries out of. I would put it at average at best. Then we have Hawkeye. I will put Hawkeye as one of the, like, right there next to Loki. It's a great show. I can't believe I gotta scroll all the way up to do all this. Just to show you all where I stand with Marvel movies and television shows overall in general. Hawkeye goes into the great category. Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home, I think, is fantastic. You had Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire all come together in one movie. It's kind of like their answer to Endgame, only in a Spider-Man movie. And I think it goes into the great section. That's where No Way Home belongs. Then we have Morbius. Morbius. I know this movie gets a bad rap, and I totally understand it. But when I watched this movie, I didn't think it was as horrible as people made it out to be. So I don't think it's like necessarily bad. It's just average. So that's where that belongs. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I really like this movie. I think it's a pretty good flick. And the way I see it, they done cameos pretty well in this. And I like that they made Scarlet Witch the villain in this. She's one of the more better villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, next to someone like a Loki and a Thor and a I almost wanted to say Thor and a Thanos. I will put Multiverse of Madness into the good section. Thor: Love and Thunder. Yikes. Where do I begin? This movie was too silly. Way too silly for its own good. It had a freaking goat in it that screamed. It's going to the bad category. Then we have only a few. We only have a few left here, so we're powering right through this. Black Panther. Wakanda Forever. This is a movie that I have seen. And I thought it was it almost felt like I was watching a funeral of Chadwick Boseman. Like, the movie just felt very ominous, if you catch my drift. But I think for what they were given, they've done this movie pretty well. It goes into the good section, in my opinion. Ant-Man Quantumania could have been so much more than it was. I didn't like how they treated Kang the Conqueror in this. I think Jonathan Majors got done dirty, both in real life and in this movie. It's going to the bad section. I'm sorry, I just can't get it past it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I love this movie so much. And really, Guardians 3 was all about Rocket Raccoon, Bradley Cooper. It was his journey of where he came from and all that sorts of stuff. And I do believe that Star-Lord might get his own movie just based off the ending of the film. And it belongs there in the great category. That's where Guardians 3 goes. Secret Invasion. I'm going to put that in the haven't seen because here's the thing. I watched all episodes except for the last one. So to be fair, I got to put it in the haven't seen. Like, fully. If I'm treating this as a show and I watched the whole thing, I did not see the whole thing. Even though I watched the majority of the episodes. So I'm going to put that in the haven't seen category. Then we have Deadpool and Wolverine. Here's the thing about Deadpool and Wolverine to me. Has a good characters. You know, you have Wolverine coming back for it. And I kind of warmed up to it after. I wasn't a big fan at first, but when I watched the movie the first time, I really enjoyed it. And both Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine played off each other very well. And I think it belongs into the great category. I just think some of the jokes, and now we're looking back at it, they aged like sour milk. Then we have a couple of more. Daredevil Born Again. I'm going to put Daredevil Born Again in the average section. And for the final one, Thunderbolts. This is a movie that I have seen very recently. And I thought it was pretty good. So I'm going to put Thunderbolts into the good section. So that's where Thunderbolts belongs. And oh my god, that took up a good amount of time. So those are all the movies, the Marvel Cinematic Universe's shows and movies, all on one tier list. All 125 of them, I do believe. So that's how much I've done for this. And I'll give you a little brief look at this tier list one more time. Into the average section, the bad section. And those are all the ones that I did not see. And that is my Marvel Cinematic Universe movies and series tier list. And holy crap. We really went overtime with this episode, and rightfully so. I knew I was going to end. I knew going into this main event it was going to be a long one. And to me, it all paid off in the very end. So that's the main event for episode 36. And this has been episode 36 of the Rock Out Wild Show. I'm going to leave you all with a quote, and it goes something like this. Embrace the unknown, dear one. New beginnings are like a blank canvas waiting to be painted with the colors of your dreams and aspirations. Trust in the journey ahead, for it holds endless possibilities and opportunities for growth. The uncertainty may feel daunting, but remember that within every new chapter lies the chance to discover more about yourself and the world around you. Embrace the excitement of the unknown, for it is where magic and transformation offer reside. Allow yourself to be open to the beauty of new beginnings and let them lead you to wondrous places you never imagined. I am your host, Just Mike, and this has been episode 36 of the Rock Out Wild Show. And on a final note to all of you watching, get plenty of rest and always do your best.